A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Notebook Ignite, an international interschool online innovation and entrepreneurship challenge for young school students. Well, some are already calling it a Shark Tank for young people. We are privileged to have IIM Calcutta Innovation Park as our knowledge partner on this wonderful journey that started about a month back. More than 400 schools wrote in asking, what is Ignite all about? This was followed by 3 amazing masterclasses that IIM Calcutta Innovation Park did for our young learners, with more than 700 schools logging in to take part in those. Well, this is what it all boils down to, the competition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pride and pleasure in welcoming you to the 3rd qualifiers for Notebook Ignite. We've already had 2 qualifiers and 6 teams out of 64 have already received their scores and are on the leaderboard. Our schools participating today are in fact competing against those numbers to ensure a place in the top 24 berths, which are the teams that would make it to the semi-finals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the 3rd qualifier. The 2 teams that are participating in this particular round are GD Goenka Public School, Purnea, and Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School from Durgapur. 2 wonderful schools, some very young members, some of the youngest that we'll have in this contest are going to take part today. A quick shout out to all our sponsors. We have been privileged to be sponsored by BSNL as our gold sponsor, by Webel Fujisoft Vara Center of Excellence and Logdhun as our associate sponsors, and the SKC LNCT group of colleges as our prize sponsor. And all of these sponsors make it possible to host this wonderful event at such an international scale. So we are indeed grateful to each one of them. We're also extremely grateful to our judges, Namami Ghosh and Flo Oberhofer from IIMCIP. Namami Ghosh is the head of portfolio management at IIMCIP. Her job involves identifying startups with innovative solutions and generating revenue in the technological or social sector in India, incubating promising startups, where she regularly reviews the performance of the startups based on certain well-defined parameters, which is exactly what we're asking her to do with your ideas today. Prior to working for IIMCIP, Ms. Ghosh has worked for Intel and IBM for over a decade. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this wonderful event. We also have with us Flo Oberhofer, who is the program head for Prime Startup Hub Meghalaya at IIM Calcutta Innovation Park. His passions include clean tech, agriculture, and biodiversity. He is also the founder and director of Bharat Impact CSR in India, and is also the co-founder of Edible Forest, in addition to being the adjunct professor at the business school at the Deggendorf Institute of Technology, Germany. Flo, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Just a quick check with both the judges. Do you have access to your scoring sheets?
Yes, we do. Well, I have, at least that much I can tell.
Namami, could you also confirm?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, without further ado then, let us bring on the first team. The GD Goenka Public School will go first. The students from GD Goenka, could you please switch on your cameras?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I have Upanya Prachi, Aditya Raj, and Kaustav Gupta on camera. Do you have other team members who are going to join you?
Yes, sir.
Could you please quickly tell me who those team members are?
Keshav Khandelwal
Keshav
and
and-
Akshay Alok.
Keshav Khandelwal, Akshay Alok, have you joined? Are you having problems joining? If the coordinator could please let us know. I can see that Keshav has joined. Keshav, would you mind putting on your camera? Hi, Keshav, if you can hear me. Hi, Flo, good to see you again. I still don't have Keshav on the camera. GD Goenka team, would you want us to wait or move on to the next team? If you guys need more time in ensuring all of you are connected.
Sir, actually, our team members are having some issue.
All right. No worries, we'll take 5 minutes. And in the meantime, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves? Purnea, would you want to go first? Could you please introduce yourself?
Sure, sir. Sir, as you know, I'm Upanya. I'm from 7th. Actually, the whole team is from 7th grade. And yes, sir.
Right, which is why I said the GD Goenka public school team is one of the youngest teams that we have in the contest. Initially, when we sent out the rules, we said we are inviting students from classes 9 to 12. But then we got interest from schools that said that we have younger students who are interested. And we said, why not? Given that it's a competition about innovation and creativity, I, for one, believe that the younger people have definitely an advantage over the rest. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this contest. Kostov, would you want to go next?
Hello everyone, this is me Kostal, and I am studying in grade 7th, and my hobby is dancing, and my aim is to become a doctor.
Wonderful, Kostov. Welcome to the show. And in case your friends take longer to join in, we are going to ask you to dance. Aditya, you are next. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. I am from grade 7A. Yes, sir.
Right, Aditya. And after telling Kostov that we'll make him dance, you're not going to tell us about your hobby, is it?
No, sir.
Wonderful. Upanya, could you let us know if your friends are still facing problems? In that case, Flo, since we have a little bit of time, why don't you tell these young people what entrepreneurship is all about? Your piece during our inaugural session was absolutely amazing. And I'm quite sure quite a few people here missed that. So would you want to do a quick intro while we ensure that everybody is joined in?
Sure. I don't know if if the youngsters that have joined in the first part, if they've already heard what I said about entrepreneurship. I mean, I can repeat a little bit of it. So in the end, I was talking about, like during the first session that was there, I think there were a lot of valid recommendations and tips, what you should do to become an entrepreneur, what you should, follow, what are the best practices, what are the tips, tricks that some very, very admirable individuals that shared their experiences went through or that they have learned. And my take was a little bit of a different one. I wanted to basically make everyone think, since you participate in such a wonderful challenge like this, organized by Notebook. I think you already might have your eyes on entrepreneurship sometime down the line, maybe not now, but sometime down the line. And in the end, my question to you is, what kind of entrepreneur do you want to be? Do you want to be an entrepreneur that is, what is attracting you to entrepreneurship is the first question. Is it the huge funding? Is it the potential to earn crores and crores? Is it the newspaper reports that will be there about your business? Or is it more that you can help people with entrepreneurship? Because that is the other side of entrepreneurship. All the fancy startups and all the fancy businesses, or most of the fancy startups out there, that they are heavily funded. The question is, are they really creating a positive impact on our society? So if you look at the Oyos, if you look at the Ubers and so on, So of course they position them very smartly by telling we create a lot of jobs, but in the end the question is, might there be any situation where they're also destroying jobs? For example, Oyo, like it's a very, very prominent case that they are not paying their hotel partners in time. So many of these hotel partners go out of business. I'm not the judge of this, and I would not tell, you know, that this is the pure truth, whatever is reported or whatever I know. But you should always question what you read in newspapers and you know, what you see on social media. You know, it's not most of the time not the entire story. So you should always question all these stories. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that do good work, but probably not with the strongest focus on making as much money as possible. So like here in Meghalaya, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that work with farmers, with the underprivileged communities that are leveraging the natural resources here by creating a win-win situation for everyone. So they are not exploiting anyone, not humans, not even nature. So you have to ask yourself what kind of entrepreneur you want to be. Is it like an entrepreneur that, you know, is going to be in the limelight? Is it going to be an entrepreneur that is looking for the spotlight? Or is it going to be an entrepreneur that really cares to create a positive impact with as many people as possible? Because in the end, I think down the line, maybe 20 years down the line, you know, you'll ask yourself exactly that. You know, did I do something positive with whatever I started, or did it create, in retrospect, did it create more damage than it did good? So I just urge you, don't only look up to the big shots, if you want it that way, to the Jeff Bezoses and Elon Musks of the world, but also look a little bit towards social entrepreneurship and those people who really create a huge impact for underserved communities, for farmers, and so on and so on. Because most of the time, these people are not on those, be it Your Story, Inc. 42, all these portals that are reporting about startups. They are not really reporting about these people. So I urge you, go through YouTube, go through Facebook, look out for those stories and see what you can learn from them as well, because there's a good chance that you can learn a lot from them. You know, to become a better human, to run a proper sustainable business, because sustainability is another topic. All those big enterprises, many of them, or big startups, many of them are not sustainable as such yet. So many of them are still writing losses. So you can Google startups India yearly losses, and you'll find most of the ones that are prominently featured and that have made it big, they're still posting losses. So which is not a positive thing in the end. While many of these small social businesses, they might not make crores and crores, but they are sustainable and they are actually making a profit. And again, if you make a profit, again, you can create a bigger impact. So I urge everyone to not only look for the, you know, for the fancy Hollywood, Bollywood type stories out there, but have a look into, or have a look out for those people that create real impact, maybe in rural India, maybe in urban India, doesn't matter. Because for me personally, these are the people that are the real heroes, because their job, it sometimes might be even much more difficult than someone who is creating the next tech-based startup, AI-based startup, blockchain-based startup. So look out for those people, try to learn them, and then the decision is up to you, what you can make out of it.
Was just wondering if we could also ask you to come in and tell these young learners what entrepreneurship to you is all about. We are still waiting for one of the participants to join in. So,
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for doing this. You know, this is such a great thing. It feels so good to be here today. You know, when we were students, we did not have any idea what entrepreneurship is. Means nobody told us that this can be an alternative for a job and all. So it's very good that you are catching them young. These people. As young as I think in the 6th standard, they know that entrepreneurship is an option, what it is, right? And then they can, then the students can take a conscious decision if they want to it up, at what stage of their career they want to take it up, right? Which course they want to take. This is wonderful, amazing. The thing is, yeah, so for the students, what I means, it's in my journey of what I have understand, that one thing helps all of us, not only entrepreneurs, that you should remain curious, you should remain inquisitive, right? And you are all means still in this building phase, where you are still in your school, college, you try to see the world as much as you can, means travel as much as it is possible, talk to people from different backgrounds. It gives an idea, right, what kind of problems are there. Because as an entrepreneur, the idea is you are trying to solve a real life problem. That's what a business does, that's what an entrepreneur does, right? I think you had in your previous sessions, you had a chance to learn about it. So try to, as I said, travel, read, and mingle with people from all backgrounds. Try to understand where the real problem lies, right? And then you will slowly get an idea what could be a solution. The first iteration might not be the best one, but you will slowly go there. And as Flo said, I completely agree with Flo that yes, we all love the Swiggies and the Olas and the Zomatos of the world, but there are also a vast lot of opportunity beyond the shoshas of the world, right? Where you can solve a real problem, maybe in the Himalayas, maybe somewhere in the some kind of farmer problem. Himalayas, when I'm saying Himalayas, maybe the climate change problems, right, that is affecting the Himalayas a lot. Maybe some problems, the farmer problems, right, some 100 kilometers from Calcutta. Those things can be done. So think about it, explore, and as I said, talk to people, read. These are the only ways how you get to know about the problems and start thinking about the solutions. So it's good. It's good that you have started at such a young stage. We did not have this opportunity, right? And all the best for all of you. Think a lot about entrepreneurship, problems, solution to the problems. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sure that advice stands all our participants in good stead. I can see Keshav Khandalwal has joined in. Keshav, could we quickly check your mic and your camera? In fact, the GD Goenka team, could you please come on camera? So we have Upanya, Kaustav.
I was late. Due to network issue, I got late.
Sorry?
Sorry, sir, I got late due to network issue.
No worries. Good that you're here. And in fact, because you got late, we got a wealth of good advice from both our judges. So we turn that into an opportunity, something that you will keep doing if you are taking the path of entrepreneurship. Keshav, is your camera off? Perfect. Your camera is on. We can see you. We can hear you. Wonderful. Could you please let me know who of you would be sharing the presentation so I can give you the...
Upanya.
Upanya? Wonderful.
Sir, I'll have to off my camera to share the screen. Is it okay?
Yeah, perfectly okay. You can actually keep it on as well. It's entirely as per your preference, whatever you're convenient, whatever you find convenient, right? So I've given you the co-hosting rights. If you could please share your screen.
Great. So is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible. So if you are ready, can we start your time?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Great.
sir.
So the team from GD Goenka, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Since you're ready, your time for 7 minutes starts now.
Migration of animals. A warm hello to all dignitaries. This is Upanya Prachi of 7th from GD Goenka Public School, Purnea. Today, me and my friends Akshay, Aditya, Kaustubh, and Keshav are going to present our innovation. So, let us start. Migration is the regular, usually seasonal, movement of all or parts of an animal population to and from a given area. There are many disadvantages of animal migration, like they may get lost or caught up in a storm and blown off course. They may get eaten by predators during the journey. During the migration, they may use up too much energy. Therefore, when they arrive at their destination, they may not have the energy to successfully complete the breeding process. During the journey, they may starve and die. Migration is a huge investment in energy, so there has to be a survival advantage. Otherwise, it would be pointless for the organism to migrate. Nowadays, they migrate because deforestation has destroyed their favorable environment. We have created a model of an environment by using the electric field of electric fish or electric eel for animals so that they do not have to migrate from one place to another. We're basically creating a comfortable temperature for animals. This way, there won't be an issue to either of birds or animals. Now, I would like now I'd like Keshav to show you all the model. Keshav, please.
Hello everyone, it's me Keshav, and now I'm gonna tell you all about my model. So this is my model. As we all know that animals migrate from one place to another, so we have created an area for them. This is our aquarium. Here electric eels are putted and they produce electricity. And through these wires, the electricity is passed through my temperature changing machine. And this temperature changing machine changes the temperature according to the animal's need. And as you can see, here is a good ecosystem for them, like a forest. And here's a scientist which regulate the temperature according to their needs and check their needs. And now I would like Kaustubh to continue. Kaustubh, please.
Hello everyone, this is me Kaustav, and now I'm going to tell about how we can target our customers. Like if our idea is being shared in a book, which is being studied by the student of different classes and schools, so they can buy this model for their better understanding. And except of this idea, if we are taking the use of social media, so this can also be a great idea. Like in that video, if 100 of the people are watching the video, so in that 100 people, 20 people will get inspired to buy the model, and in that 20 people, 5 to 4 people will definitely buy it. So by this method of process, we can target our customers. Thank you. Akshay, you can please continue.
Thank you, Kaustav. Hi everyone, it's me Akshay Alok, and today I'm going to tell about our marketing strategy to sell our product. Number one, we will offer customers a discount for some days. For example, sale. Like, we'll give them a discount of 30% for a limited edition. Number two, we will sell our product online so that it can be sold worldwide. Like, we'll sell it on various online shopping platforms, for example, Amazon or Flipkart. This will help us gain more customers. Number three, we will give some offers. For example, pay with credit card and get 20% instant cashback. Number four, we will advertise our product globally or locally using banners, TV advertisements, radio, etc. So this was our marketing strategy for selling our product. Thank you. Now I'd like Aditya to continue. Aditya, please.
Thank you, Akshay. And today I am going to tell about our social impact. Every organism has a unique ecosystem within which it lives. This ecosystem is its natural habitat. This is where the basic needs of the organism to survive are met. Food, water, shelter, warmth, weather, and a place to breed its young. In our project, we will give them a proper habitat which help them to survive in different weather. This impact that they can survive in a different weather, and in this, they don't have to migrate one place to another. Upanya, please continue.
Thank you, Aditya. And thank you everyone for listening to our presentation. I hope you all liked it. Thank you all the dignitaries.
Is that the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Well within time, and congratulations. If people had any doubt as to why I said young people are more creative, I think you guys did a fantastic job of dispelling those doubts. You now have the judges who would ask you questions on your project. Flo, would you like to go first? There are 6 minutes allotted for Q&A.
Yes, sure. I'll be more than happy to. Just forgive me, I'm a little bit in the dark. I don't have any electricity here. So congratulations for your creativity, team. I think this is like very, a very, very creative solution. So I wanted to understand from you first, what are the kind of animals you are specifically looking at? Like, I think I read something about birds. What is the kind of animals you're looking for?
So we are looking for the animals which are endangered or going to be extinct in few years. And we will create specific areas for them that they don't hunt each other.
Okay. So you will be keeping like a dedicated area for each animal, or a dedicated, like I saw these domes, you have built this dome. So what is the kind of concept behind that?
Sir, actually, we are not able to hear you clearly.
Okay. I wanted to know, you will build one area for each endangered animal species, or what is the thought process? Am I audible?
Sir, I think you're asking the areas are specifically for other for particular animals, or they're in the same place. Are you asking that?
Yes, right.
So if you were targeting, say, tiger, right, and also deer at the same time, how are you going to do it? Are you demarcating areas for tigers and deer separately? That's what Flo is asking.
Yes.
Oh, actually, yes, we are actually making a type of boundaries for all the animals.
Yes, sir. That it would not hunt each other, and there would be a safe place for them.
Okay. So how many eels do you need to keep your environment stable?
So we need nearly by 6 eels.
600 eels.
Sorry, I think
Sir,
one person has to answer.
Sir, because our machine would require 1000 watts to work. So we would need 100 eels. We can buy a female one and then reproduce it for having more eels.
Okay, got it. Okay, I hand over to Namami. I might have some questions afterwards, but I don't want to take all the time.
So who do you think your customers will be? Who will buy your solution? Who will pay for this solution?
Ma'am, like most of the students, because like if this is a creative idea which has been like made by us, so if this idea will be published in the book which is been studied by the students, so for their better understanding they can buy the model, and even this can be like kept in the science lab and all these.
So basically, what are they going to buy? That kind of dome you were showing, that is the thing the individuals will be buying?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And say you said that you will be working with this means this will be for the endangered animals, right? In case means let's assume that tiger is an endangered animal, right? So how it is going to work means you are putting this dome in a lab, right? And then what happens?
Ma'am, not in a lab. Like there is a specific area for them.
Right.
In that specific area, there is some of the areas for the different types of animals. So they can so like according to their temperature, they can the scientists which have been like there, they can set the temperature according to their need.
Right. Right. So these areas will be inside the forest, right?
Yeah.
Or a big enclosure, right? Okay. Yeah. Right.
So it provides them a safe environment and a good temperature where they can easily live.
Right. Right. And now, so in that case, for a student to buy means land will be difficult, right? So it can be like they can
a small model.
Small
Yes.
area for that.
Yeah.
And where do means say you take this idea forward, right? Where do you want to start it from? Which area, say?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, like,
forests.
Sorry?
Ma'am, at first we can advertise it on TV, radio. Then we can discuss and find the location for doing this in reality.
So maybe you will be sourcing the your customers according. That's what you are saying.
Ma'am, what
yes,
you
ma'am,
told
like
can you repeat the question?
No, what I'm saying, as you said, you will be advertising in the TV, radio, everywhere, right? And then you can think of the location. So that basically means you are thinking that wherever your customers, probable customers have the preference of the locational preference, so you will be going there. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No more question from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Same here. All good.
Thank you so much, Flo. Thank you so much, Namami.
Thank you.
Well, very well done, team from GD Goenka Public School, Purnea.
Yeah, congratulations to the team.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was good. It was a good presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your thought process of you wanting to build an actual kind of eco reserve and selling models to make money for it. A very interesting case study came to mind. I think this was back in 2013. Any football fans in the house would love this story. The Manchester United Football Club needed to redo the surface of Old Trafford, right? And they needed money for that. This is what they did. They chopped up the old ground into 1 inch by 1 inch squares. And every 1 inch square of grass was put into a glass piece. And on that glass piece was written, Wayne Rooney scored a goal against so-and-so team on so-and-so date from this inch of turf. They just sold those glass cubes and made enough money to relay the turf of Manchester United. So that's a bit of football trivia for you. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where you come in and you get to have your say. You will have a poll on your screen now. Judges are scoring the team out of 100, and you get to have your say for 20 points. On your screen now, you should see a poll asking you to rate the performance by the GD Goenka Public School team. You can rate them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. Well, the votes are coming in. We'll keep the poll on for 90 seconds. I'm sure both Flo and Naomi will tell you that being part of being an entrepreneur is also convincing your friends and family to come behind you and support your ideas, and getting your friends to come here and vote for you today is definitely a part of that process. It's about a minute and about half of the people have voted. The other half, please, this is your chance to have your say. This is when you get to support your friends, root for them. About 10 more seconds to go before we end the poll. Well, that's 90 seconds. We have the results of the poll, and we will tell you all about the scores right at the end. Well, team from GD Goenka, once again, congratulations. Very well done. And it is now time to invite the next team onto the stage. The team from Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School, Durgapur, could you please switch on your cameras? We have Sudhata, Abriti, Rajtilak, and Obiru. Anybody else in your team?
No, sir.
Wonderful. Could you please let me know who will be making the presentation so that I can give you the sharing rights?
Sir, Raj Tilak.
Rajtilak, all right. Rajtilak, I've made you the co-host, so you can share your screen. Rajtilak, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there. Just give me a sec.
I think all of you are sitting very close to each other, and there would be a lot of feedback from each other's microphones and speakers. So please be mindful of that. Rajtilak, if you're presenting, could you just share your screen once so that we know that it is working?
So, I just want to clear one thing.
Yeah.
Are you able to see our screen?
Not yet.
Okay, so just give us a sec.
Sure.
Sir, is it visible now?
Not yet. Yeah, now it's started. We can see that you have started screen sharing. So we can see your screen. I think all of you are on mute. So you guys let me know when you're ready to start presenting.
Just a minute.
Sure. It's interesting. We did not really have any visibility on what kind of ideas the teams would come up with. But here in this particular qualifier, we have two teams which are talking about the ecology, the ecosphere, and preserving it. Well, more power to you guys.
So, just tell me one thing. Is it visible perfectly?
Yeah, we can see it. Whenever you're really ready to present, we'll start your time.
Okay, sir.
Shall I start?
Can you just say that once again, because I thought I heard a lot of feedback. Sudhota, if you're ready, we will start your time for 7 minutes now.
नमस्ते, आदाब, गुड इवनिंग। करने से पहले मैं सुनाना चाहूंगी छोटी सी कहानी रमेश नाम के व्यक्ति की, जो स्किन कैंसर नामक एक बड़े भयंकर बीमारी से जूझ रहे थे। और जब वो अपने रेगुलर चेकअप के लिए हॉस्पिटल जाते हैं तो बीच में उनकी गाड़ी पेट्रोल की कमी की वजह से बंद हो जाती है, और वो गाड़ी बंद होती है उस पेट्रोल की वजह से जिसकी कीमत आसमान छू रही है और जिसे खरीदने में आदमी के पसीने छूट जाते हैं। तो क्या आपने कभी सोचा है क्या होगा अगर ये बीमारी यूं ही बढ़ती रही और पेट्रोल की कीमत यूं ही बढ़ती रही? तो लेकिन हमने सोचा है, इसीलिए हम आपके सामने प्रेजेंट करते हैं हमारा बिजनेसमैन समन अर्जाती। ये कैसे, कब और क्यों इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करेगा ये बताएंगे हमारे फ्रेंड लास्ट तिलक। इट्स ओवर टू यू।
Okay, thank you, Shuddhata. So this is our model. As you can see, the middle blue part, which is the core or the hub, would be constituting the computer aids, which would be controlling the panels and the linkers. So what are the panels? The panels are glasses which would primarily protect us from the UV rays of the sun. So where from we got the idea of using these panels as a protective shield against the UV. So we have a very common example in our day-to-day life when we work in our physics lab with UV light. That is, we have got a PPE kit which consists of a protective eyewear glass which can handle up to 500 nanometer wavelength of UV light. So it is the exact thing which we are going to use in our panel. And the other thing which we are going to use in our panel is local glue. Yes, you heard it right. It's not a fictional character, of course. It's local glue. So how is this exactly going to work? First, we would launch this base. This is a base. As you can see, the honeycomb structure. This is one single base, which would be launched, and it would be launched in a specific orbital where it would open up. The panels would reflect maximum of the UV rays, and the remaining rays which would pass the filter would be absorbed by the local glue. So the further pros and cons of my model would be explained by my friend Avriti Hazra. Up to you, Avriti.
Thanks, Raj. So, sir, can you see me?
Yeah, Avriti, go on.
So, problems in our business model would block up. The UV filter would be solving issues like it will replenish ozone artificially. We can cover large areas with this model to control skin cancer, premature aging, cataracts, immune suppression, and other skin and eye damages. It will prevent fast global warming, and hence it will give scientists more time for finding an aid for mass extinction. Thank you. And now the further business plan will be continued by my friend Abhiru.
Thank you, Abriti. So, as our friend Rajtilok has told that no machine is 100% efficient. So, from there, we can. So, sir, can you see this slide?
Yes, we can, but I think you're advancing quite a few.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Abhirup, the thing is, the slides have moved ahead quite a bit.
Sir, is it visible now? There is a charging point.
Yeah.
So, sir, as you can see, our world is moving on to electrical vehicles, electrification moreover, because fossil fuels like diesel and petrol are exhaustible sources of energy. Moreover, they are becoming more costlier for commodities. So, as my friend Rajtilok has told, that no machine is 100% efficient, and for that reason, we have it comes to our second part of the business plan, which are these electrical charging stations, electrical vehicle charging stations. So how does this work? When these UV rays after escaping the UV filter, reaches down to the solar panels. The solar panels will be fitted with photovoltaic cells, which has the absorption properties of these UV filters and converts them into solar energy. These solar energies are basically DC. So we require solar inverters. We fit them beneath these solar panels and these DC get converted into AC and we can charge the lithium ion batteries of electrical vehicles. So from here, why we can conclude that why business we should invest on these electrical vehicle recharging stations because this world is moving on to electrical vehicles, and so in this way, when more people will buy electrical vehicles, our stations which will be opened will be put on Google Maps and places like that, and we can attract more customers. Moreover, it will be a more profitable business plan, and from this model, we can conclude that it will benefit our society both in climatic terms, in cost way means it is less cost effective, and thanks. Over to Rajla.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes, Rajita. Good.
Yeah. So we are concluding our presentation here. Just one more thing I would like to share. So just before sharing this chart, I would like Shuddhata to introduce our investors who might invest in our plan. Shuddhata, up to you.
Shuddhata, please unmute yourself.
So we know that after all, money matters the most for any business plan to succeed. So you can see on the screen, there are some investors that we will approach. So I will request my friend to conclude our whole plan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shuddhata. Now, just one bit of information that we got from our survey, that is, yeah, this one.
Guys,
this is a survey which we took before our presentation, that how many people want to actually buy an electronic vehicle. So we can see here that more than 41% of people itself in Durgapur are interested to buy such vehicles, which are cost effective and are eco-friendly. So as per our assumptions, we think that it would boost the economy, which we can invest in our solar filter. And this was introduced a Make in India concept. So that's all. Here we conclude our presentation. Up to you, sir.
Well, thank you. Well done. But I think you guys went a little over time. Judges, please note that this presentation went about 30 seconds over time. So we would be docking them 3 points for that time outage. Well, I would now leave it to the judges to ask any questions they might have. Flo, would you want to go first?
Sure. So team, congratulations for your presentation. Like, well done. Obviously went a little bit over time, but it's okay. These things happening, but still you coordinated well, like the previous team as well, between each other. And it's good to see how you're going back and forth. So keep that good work up. I wanted to understand, that is also my first question, who will buy your products? So I think you had split it up in 2 parts. Maybe you can give me an answer for the first part as well as the second part. Who is your customer? Who will actually give you money for these products that you want to build?
Okay, so this would be explained by my friend Aviru. Over to you, Aviru.
Yes, sir. So the investors, like these, as you can see on the screen, Shannon Socio Officer at Boston Private, these investors will invest in our project. And wherever it will show profit, the investors will invest in that project only, as per my concern.
Avirup, I don't want to know who is your investor. I want to know who is your customer. Who is actually buying your product? Where do you? What is the person? Where do you install your product?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Who is your customer?
Over to Ralph, sir.
Okay, so we misunderstood your question at the first instant. The thing is that nobody is going to solely buy the UV protectors, as we are planning to make a shield around the earth, although it's a very big concept. But first, what we are planning is we can install the electronic vehicle charging station, which would first boost the economy and save the non-conservative fuels, which we can use as rocket fuels to launch our bases in the space. So back to my point, that is, no one is personally going to buy this UV filter, but what we are planning that on a mass level, we would hire investors, or rather attract investors who would invest in this project and help to succeed.
Okay. Just one more question. Are there any negative consequences?
So just a minute. I think there's some issue.
Yes.
I can't hear you. Just a minute. Yes, sir.
Yes. Just one more question. Are there any negative consequences of blocking too much of UV rays?
Okay, sir. That's a good question. The thing is that maximum thing which happened to us are dangerous due to UV. Yeah, there are consequences that might happen due to blocking of UV. That is, sometimes the photon that we know that during chlorophyll synthesis it's needed, but that we can provide, as no machine is 100% efficient. But the amount of UV that is entering the earth, it's making the earth warm and warmer day by day, which is contributing to a state which might result in the extinction of species on a mass level. Sir, any more questions?
Flo, if you're done with your questions, can we ask Naomi for a few? Naomi, would you have any questions for the team? I guess not. Well, team, well done. With your permission, I'll take the screen back now. Well, audience, this is where you get to have your say. I am going to start the poll for Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School, Durgapur right now. You would see the poll coming up on your screen. You would have 90 seconds to vote for the team of your choice. So, yep, votes flying in thick and fast. We are 30 seconds in and more than 55% have voted. In the meantime, if I could request the judges to please fill in the scores on the scoring sheets, that would be of huge help. One minute up, about 60% of people have voted. The 65 odd people who have not yet voted, please vote. This is the time where you get to have your say. Judges are scoring the teams on 100 and your voting counts for another 20 points. So that constitutes a total 120 that we are going to score the teams on. And remember, the teams are not really fighting amongst each other here, but they are fighting for a place in the top 24 on the leaderboard. Well, that's 1 minute 30 seconds. I shall end the poll now. And we have the votes in. Thank you so much. I will publish the results in a while, but before that, it is now my privilege to call on our founder and CEO, Achin Bhattacharya, to share his views of the presentations that were made today. Achin, if I may please invite you.
I think really wonderful session and some great effort by our little friends. We indeed impressed with each session as we are going forward. It really gives me so much of pleasure to see the kind of effort that has gone into this. See, the way I look into it, it's not about winning and losing. You know, it's far beyond that, far beyond that. To me, what is important is to set the ball rolling in terms of encouraging free exchange of ideas, in terms of giving you the confidence to come forward and present your ideas in front of the world. So there's nothing called a good idea or a bad idea. There's nothing like a correct concept or a wrong concept. At the end of the day, any idea, howsoever good it is, needs further tweaking, needs further customization with changed circumstances. As we see, the world around us is continuously and constantly evolving. So with the new world order, right, naturally, we need to unlearn and relearn new concepts. So to me, you know, it's not about finding out who the winner is. I think the most important part is at your age, when I see, you know, I see all of you having the courage, the confidence to come forward and present your ideas. You know, that's something that gives me so much of happiness. So to all participants of GD Goenka Public School and Guru Tegh Bahadur School, I indeed congratulate you. And also, I think if I look at the takeaways from this session, and for that matter, from any Ignite session, if I put myself into your shoes, you know, the shoes of participants, see, to me, first and foremost, the most important takeaway that all of you should focus on is the kind of priceless mentoring and observations, comments, remarks that you're getting from the judges. So I was listening very carefully, some thought-provoking questions, which really comes with so much of experience, you know, real life experience. And this kind of mentoring, trust me, when you actually embark on your journey, it will help you tremendously, immensely. Second, I think the other part, which I really want to emphasize on, and which is very, very important, is the scores that you get from audience poll. See, when you actually start your venture in future and you decide that, okay, this is the time that I really want to put my thoughts into action, it will be very important for you to take all stakeholders into confidence and take them along in the journey. And when I say all stakeholders, not only your investors, be it your customers, be it your prospective employees, be it your co-founders, be it various government authorities to whom you go for various regulatory approvals, be it your family members whom you need to convince that, okay, fine, entrepreneurship is the path, and this particular venture that you're trying to conceptualize, that you're trying to start, is both sustainable as well as scalable. And indeed, there's a potential for it. So I think the audience poll part of it really reflects as to how much confidence you are being able to generate with regard to your ideas, how receptive the audience is. And again, I'll tell you, it's not about what your scores are. Scores are only reflect your performance on a given day. And there's always scope of improvement, there's always scope of learning. I think that is the most important part to focus on. So I also sincerely thank both the judges, Flo, as well as Namami. I think some wonderful remarks. I sincerely thank both of you for taking your time out, for attending this, and for helping our young friends with regard to some great comments. So really, really appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Also, I indeed pay my gratitude to the esteemed principals for encouraging this initiative. And a word of congratulations also from our side goes out to teachers and parents. So today, when I see all of you coming forward and with your deliberations, I understand how much of hard work has gone behind this. So it really takes so much of encouragement, so much of hard work, so much of mentoring, and really hats off to your parents and teachers for encouraging you into this endeavor. So really overall, great show, all of you, much appreciate. And of course, I'm sure with each passing year, you only fine tune your skills, you only hone up your skills and do even better. So I think overall, really, really great. Over to you, Shubhayu.
Thank you, Achin. Flo, Namami, in case you have any other observations or you have any advice for the teams after watching their presentations, please, the floor is yours.
Just one remark, like as I already also said during the Q&A rounds, it is remarkable, with the kind of thinking you guys are having, like, for you, the sky is the limit, and that became very clear from your pitches. Don't lose this kind of thinking you're having. Like, don't lose this attitude of thinking big and thinking, without boundaries and outside of boxes. So that is something, the older you get, the more you tend to think within structures and within limitations and within things you cannot do. And for this, there's rules, and for that, there's rules. So try to not lose your limitless thinking, and I think you'll all be bound to achieve great things and create a lot of positive impact in this world.
Wonderful, Flo. Thank you so much for that. Namami?
Yeah, these were excellent ideas, right? The way you have thought through it, picked up a kind of a problem that you perceive as a problem, right? And thought through it, how you can solve it is amazing. Keep it up. Wish you all the best.
Well, on behalf of both the teams, and I'm sure every student listening in here, I thank both of you for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that you have all been waiting for. The scores, right? I'll just make you wait for 20 more seconds because, well, I'm the sadist host and I can. Here's a short AV about what we at Notebook are all about. Well, so that's what we do. We try and save you the trouble of running through fields to get to your classes, especially the ones outside school. Well, these are the scores as they stacked up. GD Goenka Purnea had 44 from the two judges as the average score and had 11 from the audience poll. I'm also going to put up the audience poll for all of you to see on screen and just quickly explain how this was calculated. So as you know, we put 4 scores out there, 5, 10, 15, and 20. We multiplied those scores by the percentage of people who voted along that score, and the aggregate score out of 20 was given to you in the audience poll. So GD Goenka School, Purnea, very well done. 44 from the judges and 11 from the audience. The Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School, Durgapur, you had 35 from the judges. Let me also quickly put out your audience poll results. And this is how the audience polled for you. Clearly, more friends in the audience than the other team. You had 14 in the audience poll. In the aggregate scores, GD Goenka Purnea gets 54. The Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School, Durgapur, you totaled 49. But because you went 30 seconds over time limit, we had to dock you 3 points, which is where you end up at 46, right? Before you, 6 teams have gone on the leaderboard. You are teams 7 and 8, and I will have to look at the ranking order. We'll share the leaderboard with all of you soon. but I would ask you to wait until the 7th of August, by which time all the teams would have presented and you would know where you stand. And in case you make it to the first 24 names on that list, I'm sure the advice that you got from the judges today would help you improve on your work and come back stronger. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 3 absolutely exhilarating rounds of qualifiers at Notebook Ignite. Once again, a big thank you to our sponsors, our knowledge partner, IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, to the judges, and to the teams and the participants for making this event what it is. The next qualifier, qualifier number 4, happens on Thursday at 3 p.m. India time. I look forward to hosting all of you there again. Until then, take care, stay safe, and goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.